Hello for Kimball, this is Kirsten from Goodnight Arts and Crafts, and today we're going to make this cool little shark bow. Let's get started. We're going to start off with a ball of clay, about this size, so a good sized ball of clay, and we're going to start making a pinch pot. We're going to lay it down. You take your thumb, poke a hole in the middle. You want to go kind of deep, just not all the way through. And we're going to leave it on the table. And you leave your thumb on the inside, your fingers on the outside, and you pinch them together. You move over and pinch. Move over and pinch. And we're going to go all the way around one time. So it's starting to look like a bowl. And then before we do anything else, before we go around a second time, you're going to take your fingers and you're going to make 2 divots right here, because if you look at this from the side, we need this to be taller on one side when we're going to put all the teeth, and then a little lower on the other side. And if we do this and then we keep pinching it, we'll get it into that shape. So keep that shape in mind as you go around and pinch your pot thinner. We want to get it to the thickness of an Oreo cookie, so keep that in mind. And we need a nice flat spot on the bottom so that it doesn't fall over when we're done with it. So we got it like this. It's taller on one side than on the other. We have a nice flat spot for it to sit on. If your edge here cracked a little bit while you were getting it in shape, you take your damp sponge, add a little bit of water, and then you just use your fingers to smooth that out. And then before we do anything else, we're going to turn this over, and on the back here, right on that flat spot that it's going to sit on, you're going to take your skewer, your little stick, and you're going to carve your initials in there, or your name. You want to go deep enough so you can see it, but not so deep that it cuts all the way through. So the first thing we're going to make to stick on there is the big fin that goes right here. So you can see how big that's going to be and the shape. You're going to start with a ball of clay. And then we're going to roll it around. And then we're going to roll it a little bit in a carrot shape. So you're going to roll it side to side. But instead of having your hands straight, you're going to have them touch on one end. And then if you roll your clay like this, see how it gets skinnier towards one end? Then we're going to push this flat and shape this pointy end here. See how it looks like a shark fin? And in this end here, we're going to attach it. You can just tap this on the table a little bit to get a nice flat spot where it's going to fit on there. Let me pick this up so you can see this better. So this is going to go right here. And then to attach it, what we have to do is we're going to make little scratch marks here where it's going to attach. And here where it's going to attach. So this is going to sit right here. And then you're going to add some of your clay glue on both sides. And it's going to be easier to slide this on there while it's sitting on the table so it's not too far back. You just attach this. And then if clay glue squishes out, you just take your damp sponge and wipe that away. Make sure that it's straight. And then on top of that fin is where we're going to put the eyeballs. We're going to make 2 little balls of clay. Trying to get them the same size. And I push mine together a little bit, and then they're gonna go right here. And then we're gonna make the score lines right here and on the outside edge of our bowl, on the back of our eyeballs, and on the bottom here. Gonna make sure that they're attached really well. Put our clay glue on there. And on here. And wiggle them on there. And then you're gonna take the back end of your stick. I'm gonna poke it in there to make the pupils. For the fins on the sides, it's easier if you roll both of your balls of clay first, so they're somewhat the same size. And then we're gonna do the same thing as for the big one. I'm gonna roll it a little bit like a carrot shape and flatten it out. Shape it the rest of the way. Tap it a little bit so it fits on there nicely. And I make both at the same time. So I can double check that I like how they match on either side, and then we're gonna attach them. Now comes the fun part. Now we're gonna make all those cool teeth on there. I start with the ones in the middle. We're gonna roll little balls of clay. You're gonna pinch them to get them pointy. I'm gonna flatten them out. And then this side here that we're gonna attach, we're gonna tap it a little bit so it's easier to attach. And I'll make my 2 front teeth and check that I got them in the middle. And I'm gonna attach those, and I'm gonna make the rest of them after that. Screw the ones here. Put the clay glue on there. And then with those, you can wiggle them side to side a little bit so they stick nicely. I'm not sure if you can see this. Let me turn this over a little bit. I make them sticking out a little bit. That way, if you want to put something in your bowl, you know, it's easier to get in there. If you put them very straight, they're gonna make the space here smaller. And then once we get to the other teeth here, remember, sharks have those teeth that look almost like a teeny tiny shark fin. So those, I give them a little bit of a curve. And you can temporarily stick them on there till you know how many you want to make. Just don't forget to make your score marks and use your clay glue, otherwise as the project dries they will just fall off. There you go. And when you set them somewhere to dry, just make sure that everything's nicely attached and that the bowl itself didn't get pushed out of shape. I hope you had fun making your own little shark bowl. For more information about our clay kits, check out our website at kimball.armymwr.com. See you next time.